Omega!
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Pangu Toys Mighty Miracle God. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Very simplistic packaging, as you can see. You guys say, hi, how are you? You can see right here, just Pangu, Mighty Miracle God, PTO2, ages 16 plus, and that is it. Just nothing else on the box. It's just a lot of nothing. Simple, basic, this is what's in the box, and that's basically it for the packaging. Then, moving right along, here we have a Mighty Miracle God, and this is Pangu Toys' take on a more space-friendly Omega Supreme. And yeah, here he is in his robot mode. He is packed in robot mode, and it looks quite good, in my opinion. Nice and G1-y. But let's get in close here so we can take a look not at his abs, but at his noggin. Oh, there it is. There's the noggin. But it's a nice Omega Supreme head sculpt. My light is actually kind of getting some glare here on the visor. There we go. We can see his face a bit better now. But a nice face sculpt. Some nice silver in there. Blue for the eyes. Looks like he's pouting. He looks like he's sad. No. But nicely done, in my opinion. Got the transparent red there on the chest. Some silver. You got some nice molded details. You got some little bits of silver here and there. As well as some gunmetal gray, some darker grays. Not 50 shades of gray, but a couple different shades of gray. Got the big yellow shin guards there. His big old feet. The big old claw, because you're scared of the claw. You're scared of the claw. And moving up the back. Got some silver, some bits of yellow. Nice looking backpack there. Love the coloration here. It's a nice dark gunmetal gray going on there. The wings. Overall, I think it looks quite good. Now, articulation-wise, the head can rotate, can do a full 360. Now you can pull the head up, and that exposes a joint here, so you can allow him to move his head up and down. And you can do a little bit of squirrel, can do a little bit of that, can look down some, so you get some extra articulation there. Arms can rotate, they can do a full 360. Of course, the wings will kind of get in the way, but you can do a full 360, can move in and out. You have bicep rotation, you have 90 degrees of bend there at the elbow. This section, the cannon section, can actually rotate. Actually come off all entirely, but it can rotate. As far as the claws go, the claws can also rotate, and they're just on a hinge at the base, so you can open and close those. You do have waist rotation. You do have some flaps here. You can move out of the way. Side flaps, butt flaps. Legs can move forward, that far, back, that far, outward. Full splits, a little extra. You get some thigh rotation, a little bit just due to the sculpt. Things collide there. You get 90 degrees of bend there at the knee, and you get some detail that gets revealed in there. One thing that does irk me a little bit, and I don't know if I could probably maybe alleviate that by loosening these screws in here, but it seems like the maybe tolerances were a little miscalculated, because you can see this section right here, once you bring the knee back up, it'll kind of collide in there, and you kind of have to push it past that. You can kind of see how it's kind of stressing the plastic there on the sides. So I think that could be something that could be alleviated by just loosening those screws there, but just something to note. But as far as the feet go, the feet cannot move up, they cannot move down, but they're on a double hinge, so you get lots of ankle tiltation. Even the bottoms of his feet have some nice molded detail. Now, as far as accessories go, you get this little guy right here. Looks like the mascot's cousin, but you can see the face done in gray, some blue, and just kind of off-white with some red. He's actually packed with this thing in his hand, but you can remove it if you want to. You can hold it nice and securely, and yeah, it's a simple little partner here. Articulation-wise, head can rotate, arms can rotate, in and out, elbow, waist, legs, forward. He can do them high kicks, back. He can kick himself in the back of the head, outward. This rotation at that ball joint itself, knees, feet around the ball joint, wiggly waggly rotation, all that good stuff. But yeah, there you go. You can see him there with Omega. He's your little guy, just a little guy. You do also get an effects part. You do get a bloosh. You get a bloosh with him, but unfortunately it doesn't really work. It's just done in trans-clear and plastic. It's made up of 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it's on a sprue. You just cut it out. And this part, the very tip of the bloosh, does not want to go into its home. It is keyed a specific way, and I have it going in the right way. It just does not want to peg in for nothing. It just doesn't want to. It just doesn't want to. So it's, oh, now it wants to. There we go. Ooh, ooh. I'm not going to touch it now because it'll fall out. But there you go. It's, like, legit the first time in a while that I've gotten that to actually stay in. So there you go. But that's it looks cool, but it's not really functional because it's supposed to go into the cannon here, but there's a bulb here for the lights. It's supposed to have some lights and sounds. And it looks like this part is meant to like go over the bulb, but it doesn't go over the bulb. It's just, it looks like it's too big to fit in that port anyway, so it doesn't really work. And I tried to plug it in here because it looks like there is like a little nub there in the center. That doesn't work either, so it just, it's a bloosh you can't do anything with, and that makes me sad. That makes me very, very sad. It's a non-functioning bloosh. Get out of here. Good, you fell apart. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care for non-functioning blooshes. You do also have noggin options. You get an alternate face here with his mouth slightly open, so you can have slightly open mouthed Omega because reasons. Now the visor does just come right off. It's on a friction hinge. You can pop that off, and it's not easy to get his face off, so I probably won't be able to do it. But there's a little tab here. You can flip up. It's for transformation, but it helps you to kind of rotate his face around. You can kind of get back here and just kind of work his face off. And again, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So I probably will not do it because it's just not happening. It's not happening. But you can, in theory, you should be able to swap his face out and have slightly open-mouthed Omega. Things you can do if you want to do it. He does also have lights and sounds, and it's in the cannon hand here. So I'll show you. Just turn this around, and here's the battery compartment right there. You just unscrew it. And the batteries were already installed on mine, so I assume they'll be installed on yours. But you have a button right here. And of course, as I showed earlier, it's a little red LED bulb in there. And you push it. Come on. And he says something in some other language that I do not know. So yeah, you get some voice phrases there. I have no idea what language that is. If you know what language that is and you can translate that, then by all means, please post it in the comments. But yeah, he says things, the little red light goes off. You know, hey, things and stuff that it does. So there you have that. And now for comparison. Here he is with the core class, Optimus Prime. I think that works out pretty well. Here he is with Earthrise Prime. With the New Age Devastator. I think that works out pretty well. I'm not going to compare him to all my Omegas. We're just going to do a couple here. Here he is with the Siege Titan class Omega. See how that works out. And here he is with G1 Omega Supreme because he's precious. Oh, so precious. And if you want a measurement on this guy to the top of his head, he measures in at about 10 inches tall. So, there you go. So that is basically it for the robot mode, and I think it looks good. It looks real good. The figure itself feels nice and solid. Feels really good quality. Just, you know, some good feeling plastic. Overall, Feels quite good in hand. Now, the one qualm I do have is I wish there were some ratchets. There are no ratchets in this figure whatsoever. It's all friction joints, and that's fine. But I feel like maybe some ratchets, like in the hips, at least could have benefited, because the hips on mine are a little bit on the loose side. Not ragdoll loose, but a little looser than I would like. You can see sometimes he just wants to kind of like fall back like that, like his upper body just wants to tilt backwards. So maybe just like not heavy ratchets, just like a soft kind of thooping ratchet, just a little thoop, you know, just a little thoop ratchet in the hips. At the very least, could have benefited a bit, or maybe just, you know, tighten these hips up a bit. I'm gonna see if I can maybe find a way to tighten these hips up myself. But yeah, that's my only real qualm with the figure. But otherwise, man, he feels good and solid. But let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove his arms. What part's forming? It's Omega Supreme, of course he parts forms. That's how he works, dang it. But anyway, just want to slide the arms in, and they will just come right out. And then you just take the suction and just pop it down. And do the same thing here. Just slide this in to disengage it. Straighten that out. Push it down. And then you just take the two halves, posts and ports, plug it together, and there you have your rocket. Whoosh. Then you're going to undo this section of the backpack and unpeg the track sections, like so. Now we're going to take these sections here and just pop them up, and then take the shoulders and just rock them back a little bit, so that will allow you to disengage the upper body, like so, and we'll put that off to the side for now. Once you have done that, you're going to rotate the shoulders in, make sure these are straight, rotate them in, and then these will swing in, and these sections will just sit down over them to hold them in place. Once that is done, all of this is just going to rock down and peg in. Then you're going to take this backpack section and completely flatten it out, and plug it in right there. So that's what you are working with. Now you're going to take the little butt panels here, bring those out, bring these side skirts out as well, because now you're going to take all of this and rock this up, and you're going to end up with that. So now we're going to work on the legular region. So take the center portion and just push it down and just pull it out like so. Push that down and pull that out, put that off to the side. And once you've done that, we can open the leg up, rotate this out to the side, bring this up, and this section will flip up. There's a little hook tab here, you just undo that and spread these pieces out. Then you just bring all that out like so, and we have that side done for now. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Open this up, swing this out to the side, bring this section out, unhook it, and split this. And once you have that done, these two halves are now going to connect together. So just connect this side, connect that side, get all nice and clipped together. Clip together, I said. There we go. Get it all clipped together. And now you are working with that. So now we have the whole thing flipped upside down, because it'll just make working on this part a little bit easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this entire assembly 180. We're going to rock this down. We're going to take the sole of the foot, unpeg it, bring it down, and then rotate the toe up. And now this section here will just peg in. There are two little notches here for it. It'll just peg in right there, like that. Then you have these little panels right here that are going to swing out and just fill in that gap there. Just bring those out, bring those out. They'll just snap in right there, like that. Then you have these sections that are going to unfold and just snap into place right there. And same thing here, open that up, fix on that, close that up. Get all that situated, and there you have that side all done. Second verse, guess what? Just like the first. So rotate, bring this up, swing it down, rotate, plug that in, like so. Take these panels, flip them out, panel, flip it out, undo this, bring it out, snap, out, 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 snap. And get it all situated. And there you have that all done. We can flip it back around. And that is what we are working with there. Now you want to bring in these little yellow leg sections that we removed, and there's a little ramp here you want to flip out, and this is not the easiest thing to do. There you go, flip out that little ramp. There's a tab here that will go into a slot right there. Just plug that one in, like so. Get this one out. This one fights me a bit more. You might need a tool of some kind to help you get that out. There we go, flip that out. And plug that into the other side, like that. And now we're going to bring in the tracks, and all you're doing is just unfolding them. There's a little post here. You just want to flip that all the way in, and that will just tab in to either side right there. And second verse, just like the first, just open this up, flip in that post, and just connect it right there, like so. And you got that done, and we can take the rocket, and it'll just sit right there. Oh, nice and snug-like. And last but not least, we can work on this section now. So what we're going to do here is we're going to, first actually we'll transform his face. So again, you want to open up the visor. You want to flip up this little tab here and rotate it. And it's supposed to rotate his face around, and it kind of works. And this is a case where I think they kind of miscalculated a bit, because once you get to a certain point, it gets like stuck, and you do have to kind of push it the rest of the way. Like that. You can see that reveals a little console there with some screens, and then you can just flip that right back down. And you got that there. So now you can open up these little panels here. You just tab in, and that allows you to free these sections up. And all of this will come up. These sections will swing up and over. You have a tab select connection right there for those. Swing that around. Swing that around. Once you have done that, we have some work to do here. Flip out these sections here of the treads. Flip out these sections here of the treads. Flip these sections all the way out. Extend that all the way out. This bit right here will just come up. You have a little tab that you're going to extend there, and that will just plug in right there, like so, to give him his wheels. This whole nose section here, you just grab it and pull it down, and it'll pull those treads with it. Then you can flip these panels down, and then these will come up and over. There's a little notch right here that they'll sit in. So just make sure you have all that sitting where it should. All that lines up right there. This panel will come down. You have tabs and slots right in here, so just bring that down and plug it in, plug it in. Just get everything situated. Come on. Go to your home. Go to your home, I said. There we go. You can just rotate that turret around. And the last thing to do is just slide out these little cannons. Slide out the cannons on either side. This one gets a little stuck. Again, get all nice and squoze. You do have to take this section and kind of push, this back section, just push it in. It helps lock everything in place here. Make sure you have these central sections all lined up well. And there you go. Then you just take the tank, plop it down onto the tracks, and there you have Omega Supreme in his ultimate. I could spin that. I could spin that at least. I don't know why I was thinking I could. No, that's not happening. But anyway, there's Omega in his ult mode. And it's an Omega Supreme ult mode. And it works. And it looks good. You got the whole launching pad set up here. You have the track. You can roll around. Show you the tank real quick. Yep. Nicely done. You got some nice silver here on the treads. Got the little cannons. You got little rolling wheels so he can roll. As rolling things should. Hooray. Hooray for rolling. Oh no. You know, it doesn't really go around the track too well. I mean, usually Omega Supremes don't really travel around the track too well, except for the G1. I think the G1 was the only one that actually traveled around the track as it's supposed to. Every other one just kind of like rolls around in theory, but not really super smoothly. But, you know, it is what it is. But all in all, I think it looks good. I think it looks quite good. And the little gimmick that we have here in alt mode is the rocket does have a ramp that we can open up, like so, and then just extend it, flip this out. There you go. You got a little ramp in there. Help kind of complete the look. Hey, things you can do if you want to do it. This little door also serves a purpose because then you can get in here and push out the forearm, or rather the elbow, when you're going back into robot mode. The top part does also have that ramp. It's it's upside down, but they just reuse the same forearm for both sides and just plug the different attachment to it. But either way, you need that door so you can push out the elbow joint when you're going back into robot mode. But still, cool, you got a little ramp there you can work with. And for comparison, here it is with Core Class Prime, with Earthrise Prime. Now with Omegas here, we're just comparing the tank modes. So here it is with the Siege Omega and G1 Omega, because precious. We know it's precious. So there you have a Mighty Miracle God, and yeah, very cool figure. I do quite like it. Just love the overall design. Looks nice in G1-y. Just really well done. Just feels like a nice solid figure. Could use some tweaking. Could definitely use some tweaking in places, but overall, I am quite pleased with them. Both modes look good. The transformation is nice. It works well. It's smooth. Again, could use some tweaking in places because the tolerances are slightly off, but not a chore to get transformed by any means. It's still quite fun to mess with, and overall, very, very pleased with them. It's a nice smaller scaled Omega Supreme, a more space-friendly Omega Supreme, and I do quite like that. Makes them a lot more playable than the bigger ones we've been getting. So yeah, a nice change of pace there. So there you go. Now I picked this up from BigBadToyStore.com. As always, linked in the description down below, so you can check that out. You can also check out my third-party Transformers playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below, so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love, Peace, Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Pangu Toys Mighty Miracle God. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Hey, Omega, what are you doing out here by yourself? Why don't you hang out at the base with everyone else?
I prefer seclusion.
No, a loner. I get it. Well, would you like me to keep you company for now? Oh?
What do you have to offer me?
Friendship? Loyalty? Okay, I'm gonna ignore how much that hurts. Much like I'm ignoring how you're holding me hurts.
As you should.